Hello, post-editing Ethan here. I entirely fucked up my audio in this video, but I'm too lazy to re-record it. So, apologies for the audio, I couldn't find a way to fix it, but I hope you enjoy the video regardless. Ta-ta. This is my first World Cup, and there has been a lot of, questions going around in my mind about this World Cup, because I've, looked back on other World Cups, and this is just... it's sort of a bit of an odd World Cup. I came into football probably mid-season last year through the National League and Premier League. I got quite into it, and I do enjoy football. But this World Cup has been an odd one as an England fan. And I just want to touch upon that in this video, because what the fuck is going on? Let's start with what is seemingly incompetence with the VAR system. But let's touch upon the goods first. And the good being, VAR is more than likely more accurate than it ever has been with the new semi-automated technology for offside and stuff. But that isn't the issue. That's fine, and I'm glad they're improving their technologies. What bugs me is the absolute inconsistency rather than the technology. Now, some of these incidents get overturned by VAR, but some of them aren't reviewed, or VAR just completely refuses to step in and get involved for whatever reason. Probably because they're half asleep most of the fucking time. So let's talk about England versus Ghana, because I'm I'm not Ghana fan, what the fuck? I'm an England fan. We were incredibly lucky not to concede a penalty late on into the game, when one of our players challenged a Ghana player in the penalty area, which brought him down without making any contact with the ball. That should have been a penalty, fair and square. However, that penalty wasn't given, despite the strong appeals from the Ghana players. Let's talk about the DR Congo game against England yesterday. Harry Kane was denied a penalty when a penalty was deserved. Now, some say he was diving. I don't care, personally, what others think. I have my own opinion on this. Regardless, it should have been a penalty. There was a red card in the USA game earlier today, which also sparked huge debates over the inconsistencies of VAR. It just seems like refs and VAR are not set in their ways. They're not making consistent decisions, and it's unfair on some teams in the tournament. Within these tournaments, it's very important that VAR stays consistent, so everyone gets a fair and equal treatment. Another thing that's been bothering me is hydration breaks. Oh my god, the lovely hydration breaks. Everyone and their nan has complained about this fucking thing. They're not hydration breaks, they're ad breaks, fair and square. The reason these were implemented is because the World Cup this year is held in the US of A, and they love monetization. So hydration breaks are primarily put in to hydrate the players, play you ads for the next 3 minutes, and that really drives me up the wall. It's supposed to be played in 2 halves, but instead it's played in 4 quarters. I will never, concede to saying that there are 4 quarters in football. There's not. There's 2 45-minute intervals with half-time included. And the final thing that annoys me is times. What the fuck? The next England game's at 1 a.m. Well, there goes our sleep schedules. But I'm not going to cry about it too much, because time zones do exist. Let's talk about the surprising teams within the World Cup. Canada have been probably the biggest surprise for me, personally. They have managed to reach the round of 16 despite losing a player due to an injury. Paraguay, also a surprise team, knocking out Germany on penalties, which was an absolutely momentous moment and very shocking. And we cannot forget to mention Cape Verde, who has absolutely exceeded everyone's expectations by reaching the knockout stage. Germany, I know I just touched upon them. What was going on with Germany? Same with Netherlands. What's going on with the Netherlands? These are 2 big teams, and they've been knocked out by smaller teams, right? The biggest flops of the World Cup this year have been Germany and the Netherlands. Absolutely atrocious performance. Player-wise, I mean, obviously, Harry Kane. I'm an England fan, shut up. Mbappe from France, he has absolutely, excelled in the World Cup this year. Vinicius Jr., I don't need to say anymore. Jude Bellingham's been great in the midfield for England. And who would I be if I didn't mention Messi? He's been absolutely momentous this tournament. And he also scored probably most of my favourite goals. I said it. I don't have a personal favourite by him, but he has scored most of my favourite goals. Some of my favourite matches this World Cup, obviously Germany versus Paraguay. Germany getting knocked out, that was an excellent game to watch. Belgium versus Senegal, 3-2. Great game to watch, really enjoyed that. And I would be kidding myself if I didn't mention England versus DR Congo yesterday for the absolute momentous comeback that we pulled off. I'd like to talk about England very, very quickly. We're still in the tournament. We play Mexico in the round of 16 next. Harry Kane is still our best player, and we all still rely on him. But we have been pretty shit, to say the least. Performances-wise, we've been terrible. We're not really convincing to get any further in the tournament, especially if we're playing Mexico next. We're absolutely too reliant and persistent on giving the ball to Kane to get a goal. That should never be the way we go. We start very slow and we gain our rhythm in the second half, which isn't great, and we are absolutely shocking in defence. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I was screaming at the TV yesterday when we played DR Congo, because what were we doing? Spence in defence, that's a good rhyme, Spence in defence. He nearly gave away the ball so many times to the opposite team, and we could have conceded from that. It only got better when we put Rice into Spence's right back position, and then we replaced Rice with John Stones, which again, that's a great substitution. If we want to progress and win the World Cup, we really need to lock in. Is that what the new generation say? We need to get better, and we need to be more consistent, and we need to play well through and through from start to finish, and we need to lock in our defence, because it is actually tragic right now. Absolutely awful. A joke. But there you go, there are my thoughts on the World Cup this year. I bring you this video, you can't say I don't upload anymore. It's fucking red hot here in the UK, and it has been for ages, and that's why I'm not streaming at the minute. But when it cools down, don't know when that'll be, I will stream, maybe. No promises. I'll try my best. Okay, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out, bye-bye.